Stevie J in a one-on-one with McVeigh. Too good.
There's a bit of class in that matchup. Great mark.
Loves to perform, doesn't he?
And yet we saw him a few weeks ago drop a chest mark in the goal square when he was all on his own.
Too easy.
He should have done a handstand. He would have been right there. So Richards has had a busy night.
But a great game, Ed. I think Ted Richards can hold his head really high.
Hanbury, advantage paid. Kicks inside again. The Cats somehow get the numbers, and Harry Taylor gets front spot. And Tippett, who has been cold as ice after he missed that open goal, hasn't he, Jace?
And Dan Hanbury not happy. He threw his arms up saying, well, that's where you should be leading. I'm corralled. I can only kick to the one spot. You've got to present into my vision.
Kelly and Harry Taylor. 4 minutes on the clock. The Cats want to hit the showers without any incident.
They're not on their own. The Swans, they want to get out of this with no more injuries.
Smith gets a birthday present from Harry Taylor. Inside. The mark's taken there by Jed Lamb, who came on for Rhys Shaw, which is probably the story of the night, with Rhys Shaw having a knee injury. Which didn't look good for the rest of this season. And fingers crossed things, once it cools down, come up for Rhys Shaw. And a fantastic play for the Sydney Swans. Lamb kicks to the hot spot. Good kick. No one able to mark the ball there. Parker got one hand to it. Was slung out of the play. Unlucky not to get a free kick. Enright close to the boundary line. Wants it and finds it. It's up again at Stevie J. Look at this. Nice little one-hander. Cups it in. Beautiful play. Used his body.
Didn't look like dropping that one.
Magnificent.
From the flick down. Cats again getting numbers back. Tippett, little fumble. McGlynn through traffic, wrapped up. O'Keefe can't do something with it. McGlynn caught a little high.
Well, that's unlucky because he actually slipped over McGlynn. He slipped over and then virtually bounced into the Geelong players.
Alan Christian said, come on.
Well, he said head over the footy and you came in front on. The player actually slipped, so pretty hard to predict that's going to happen.
For two in a row to the Swans. They are done. A little dead cat bounce for Sydney. And it's back to 32 points.
There's been a belt in. There's the free kick there. Here, just Alan Christensen dropping down onto McGlynn. And, yeah, obvious free kick, but not a lot he could have done. Chris Scott doesn't think it was that obvious.
He's never happy, Chris.
Might chat to him after the game what he really thought about that free kick. But I think at the end of the day, he'd be fairly content that he's taken on one of the contenders head-to-head. It is at their home ground, but they've been very comprehensive tonight in accounting for the Swans.
So Ben McGlynn gets his second goal of the day, and the margin back to 32 points. Pike in the ruck. Hanbury gets it out. Mitchell, beautiful clearing kick out of the centre, right to the spot. O'Keefe kicks forward, spearing kick, held Mumford.
It's the wrong player. I mean, he kicked to where he thought the lead should be coming, but it was Mumford playing deep. He's not the one that pushes back and then hits up again. Mumford wanted the long kick to the goal square.
He's had a fair night, Lonergan.
That's exactly why he was behind. He was wanting the long bomb in.
So Lonergan kicks long out to the wing position, just wants to get it out the back, and he does. Bartel picks up, kick to Podsiadly was magnificent, who'd led up. So coming down the last 2 minutes of this game, comprehensive win to the Cats. Set themselves up for a top 2 position, a home final, the perfect spot to launch into another premiership campaign. Podsiadly on the left boot, high up and under. Big grab from behind, Motlop!
That could be mark of the year.
Geez, that's a big jump. Not sure that's in his job description, but if you can do it,
that
why
is
wouldn't
as
you?
good as anything I've seen this year.
Have a look at the fans. Aren't they pumped? Oh, from a long way out as well.
Up he goes, and as the Cats fans see it on the screen, he gets a second cheer and round of applause.
Look at Mitch Duncan having a laugh. That hang was just taken on my head.
So Motlop lines up.
Stevie Motlop's been good. He's given us enough time to show a couple of replays as well.
Had a sore knee earlier this quarter. I think he's over it. Amazing mark. That's what we come to see. And he bends it back to put the icing on the cake.
Oh, they're an outstanding combination. We know this team's been a super team for the best part of a decade now, but they've been able to roll young kids into the team like this man, and just there's X factors all over the park. That's it. From 2 metres back, he's jumped up on top of Mitch Duncan's head and taken it all the way to the ground. And no wonder you get a full house every time the Cats come and play here. Chris Scott, he's pumped.
Well, I think they all enjoyed it. They're having a chat about it on the bench.
Just slumped
I
on
reckon
the chair.
Steve Motlop just said, "You stay injured, mate. I'll play full forward."
And it is as good as we've seen this year. It might well be the mark of the year. Having a rest for the dying seconds. Podsiadly, Selwood, he might be your Brownlow medalist. To Steve Johnson, floats one forward, and the artist slots another.
Oh, here they go. They're having a great time. And again, Selwood working in tight. And another X-Factor player, all class, Stevie J, around the body. And they're just under siege. They've been belted off the park. For the most part, they hung in there, the Sydney Swans, but the class has really taken its toll. And they're converting their opportunities now, the Cats.
So some on-court performances here tonight at the Cattery. 28,459 people in here tonight as Geelong lead by 44 points.
Might be the year of the small forward in terms of marks of the year.
I think we've seen the best tonight, though, haven't we, as far as marks go?
There was a bloke in a black and white jumper that took a good one or two.
Oh, now that you've mentioned Jamie Elliott's too, I'll chip in.
So just confirming that was better than Jamie Elliott's mark, wasn't it?
But isn't it interesting? Isn't it interesting the stature of forwards that are taking the big hangers rather than the key forwards?
It is great that the small forwards are able to go for their marks now. I think that's the change. Once upon a time, we'd almost get dragged for flying for a mark. Now they're going for them all the time. 10 seconds to go. It's been a big night for the Cats. One of the great marks of the season. And with a bit of luck, the Cats might have got out of jail with some injuries that looked like being really disappointing for them. But it is all exultation here at Skilled Stadium. The Cats, they came, they saw, they conquered again. And the top four side have been put to the sword to the tune of 44 points. Stevie Johnson kicked 4 goals. Stevie Motlop kicked 3 and pulled in an absolute screamer.